So Twilight's been my comfort movie for about like 5 years now. And season has started. Sorry for my vocals; they're not the best. But yeah, the season started here in Columbus, Ohio, and I've been rewatching it nonstop. I think I was actually watching it last night with my friend. I think the first time I watched it, I was 8, so 2008, and sad news, 8-year-old me was not impressed by this movie. But adult me, on the other hand, I have most, if not all, the books. I really wanted to like show you guys my books, but I cannot find them all. Ugh. I've bought all the movies on Apple TV when it was on sale, like last year or 2 years ago. I can't remember. So yeah, I'm kind of obsessed. Also, kind of unrelated, I used to be Mormon, which is actually kind of hard to like believe that, and most of my coworkers don't believe that I'm Mormon, or I actually forget that I used to be Mormon. Most of the time I just really like to pick apart the LDS undertones. My favorite one is the fact that Carlisle, he's like the whole starter of like the trend where vampires resist their urges. He is like the Joseph Smith of the vampire world. Twilight takes place in Forks, Washington, though I think it's all filmed in Oregon, if memory slays and eats. We follow around Bella, or Isabella Swan, but she prefers to be called Bella. She is what I would describe a depressed 17-year-old. She's also moving from Phoenix to Forks for the sake of her mother. And it's crazy to me how throughout the whole move, Bella kept telling herself, this is necessary, like I'm doing this for my mom. Like I'm making a huge sacrifice for my mom because she needs it. I am under the impression where like parents had you, so if anyone's going to be doing sacrifices, it should be your parents. It feels like Bella's mom makes Bella seem like a nuisance, or has made Bella feel like she's a nuisance throughout their whole life, because her mom likes to like go explore, go do this. She doesn't like to be tied down. Yet she's the one who took the child. She's the one who just took Bella and said, I'm leaving. Like, were you complaining to your daughter that I had to have you and I just feel so tied down by you? And I think this whole like dynamic that Bella has with Edward is kind of low-key inherited by her mother, because her mom just, when Bella graduated, she did not go to the graduation at all. She was nursing her new husband to health for like a broken foot or a broken arm, and I'm like, this is a grown man. I'm sure he'll be fine for a weekend. Maybe you even have to maybe just go for the day of the graduation, not even a full week. I don't know. That mom's not putting in a lot of effort. As soon as we get to Forks, we get this ridiculous blue green tint that makes the movie just seem more intense than it is. I do like how it represents the gloominess of the Forks. Hello. But it's just too intense for the plot of the movie. This is a love story. When Charlie, Bella's dad, goes to pick her up from the airport, Bella is scared. Well, in the books, she's like worried about it, because now she has to be in the car for an hour from Port Angeles to Forks with her father, which obviously it shows like they have no relationship whatsoever. I feel bad for Charlie because he seems so excited to have Bella back in his life, and she's just not fully there. And I mean, neither is he, but he tries to make an effort by trying to talk to her in the car.
Your hair's longer.
Cut it since the last time I saw you.
Oh. Guess it grew out again.
They just seem both awkward. Okay. When she gets home, she's gifted a car by her father, and we are like introduced to Jake. And Jacob does not appear a lot in this movie, but his father also, he doesn't appear a lot in this movie, but they are kind of like a very important thing. Like later down in the series, like not an important thing. They're important characters. But for this movie, Jacob, he's just like a plot device. Just there to be like, Oh yeah, cold ones exist, by the way. And this is how she like ties up and gets to the point where the clones are vampires. And if I do want to do like a whole breakdown of each movie, I'm gonna tell you this now. I do not like Jacob. Even when I was younger, I was not team Jacob. I was team no one. Edward doesn't seem like a very good partner, or just doesn't seem like the right fit for her. But Jacob, he blames it all on the Wolfie thing, but he has this obsession with Bella, and like most of the town does. And he just has this obsession that kind of feels, for the lack of a better word, predatory, even though he is younger than her. He has that like the wolf and the supernatural thing over her, so like he can legit hurt her if he loses control. He even kisses her without her consent in the third movie. It's just really weird, their relationship. Like, yeah, she led him on at first, but he feels like he deserves her attention and her love, and it's just very incel behavior. I am not a big fan of Jacob. But after finding out Jacob doesn't go to her school because he goes to the school in the reservation, she has to be all alone on her first day at school, middle of the semester. Very scary. And she's getting a lot of attention in general, but the male attention is just we're introduced to her like friend group throughout like the day, and all the guys in her friend group just treat her like an object, and they try to they beg for her attention, which is just, again, incel behavior. A lot of like 2000s movies, I've realized, like through like the perspective of a Gen Z, it's very just, it's crazy. My mom would think, oh, that's so romantic, like he like stalked her for God knows how long. Girl, stalking is a felony. Well, in some cases it is, but that's illegal. Don't do that. That's not romantic. That's weird. How would you feel if you found out some random guy just broke into your house and just stared at you the entire night? I don't think I would swoon, fall head over heels for that. Also, by the way, I got braces since last time I made a video, and I'm still getting used to it, talking with them. I can't speak is what I'm saying. But yeah, it gets to a point where one of the guys, Tyler Crowley, he sexually assaults her and just kisses her without her permission. Well, not like full on makes out with her or like kisses her on the lips, but he kisses her on the cheek and runs away. And I'm just like, dude, what the fuck? And this is where we're introduced to the Cullens. This is one of my favorite scenes. It's so iconic. Edward has this huge like solo entrance after all his family members, and he kind of just looks like a loner. And he essentially is. Like in the books, he always felt out of place in his family. And as soon as Bella sees Edward, automatic infatuation with this man. And I love seeing things that were in the book translate into a movie, because Edward smirks at Jess when she's describing Edward, or himself, or him, I don't know, because he can hear thoughts. But when he like settles down and like looks at Bella, he realizes he hears nothing. It's just funny to see that little detail in there, because this movie lacks story building. It's like so bad at it. Like, how was Bella in Phoenix? Like, we don't know anything about that. We know that she is protective of her mother because her mother is immature. That's all we really know about her. And if you read the books, you get a better understanding of her life. Not so much from the movie. I know that's asking for a lot, but if Harry Potter did it with all of their convoluted shit, I feel like Twilight could have also done it. But I digress. And one of my favorite things about, like, if you've read Midnight Sun, which is a retelling of Twilight from Edward's perspective, he always thought Bella's father was dumb or just simple-minded because he couldn't also read his thoughts very well. He would get emotions, or he would just like get some random like memories, but he wasn't really getting a lot. So he just assumed that he was just dumb. Also, this is why I'm also not Team Edward. He didn't even think Bella was attractive. He was only like horny for Bella because of the bloodlust he had when he smelled her, and he can't read her goddamn mind. So he was intrigued by this mortal and be like, something different about her. She's not like the other girls. Anyway, back to Bella's perspective. After lunch, they have chemistry together, which is ironic because they lack chemistry. After Edward catches a whiff of her pungent scent, he is like almost driven into like a blood-hungry monster, and he just is staring at this poor girl for the entire hour-long class. Could you imagine just someone staring at you with this intense look of hatred? He disappears for a while after their encounter, and all that time Bella is thinking about Edward. Hasn't even said hello or anything, just again is thinking about this man who she has not even had a conversation with. When he gets back, which is like a week later, he tries to have small talk with her.
Hello. I'm sorry I didn't get a chance to introduce myself last week. I'm Edward Cullen.
She goes, any cold, wet thing? I don't really like. It's crazy because she hops on that cold, wet thing later on in the series. Conversation is like short-lived because she brings up the fact that his eyes changed color, and he just storms off.
What the hell?
And then she tries to be Nancy Drew for the rest of the movie. Well, not the rest of the movie, for like a good portion of it. It's literally a lot of Googling and a lot of research. There's so many long, drawn-out scenes where it's just her typing on her laptop. You should have used this time to build the world. Build some more, like, I don't know, something that makes me feel like I am immersed in this movie. After her friends all get dates to prom, they go to Port Angeles, which is like an hour away from Fork, and they just go dress shopping. But Bella's not really into it, and she's trying to just get this book on vampires. She leaves them, goes to go get the book, and then on her way back, she gets catcalled, harassed by a group of drunk men. And mind you, she's a minor. After he plays Prince Charming again and saves her, he invites her out to dinner. And here he drops the fact that he's been stalking her for months and has been watching her sleep. And then she realizes he doesn't eat, and he's like, I'm on a special diet. And she gets mad, and then he's like, I can read minds, I don't eat, I'm not a superhero, so like don't even try to figure out what I am, like I'm a bad guy, yada yada yada. On their way home, she accidentally touches him, and she like realizes he's cold and he's freezing, and when she tries to address it, he completely ignores her. Like, you could have had a small, like, if you're trying to keep this up, if you don't want her to find out, say something. Make up a small lie. If you're so used to lying to people because you've done this for decades, shouldn't you be good at this? Anyway, she finally gets a light bulb moment when she sees a dead body and is like, vampires, I figured it out. Next day, she confronts Edward, and they have these long, drawn out scenes that are just so fucking uncomfortable. Though it did gift us that the cringy monologue we have today.
I know what you are.
Say it.
You're beautiful.
Beautiful. This is the skin of the killer, Bill. As if you could outrun me!
After all of that, he thinks it's a good idea to take Bella to meet his family, and that just goes just about like how you think it would. The Cullens and Bella go to play baseball, and I saw the scene got a lot of shit because of the sound design, or not sound design, because of the sound. What am I trying to say? The sound editing? I don't know. But I'm deaf, so I like the Muse, and I think of this scene as the unofficial music video for Supermassive Black Hole. Alice has a That's a Raven moment and a whole new set of vampires just comes out the fucking woods. This leads to the best acting I've ever seen.
You brought a snack. A human?
It reminds me of like furries hissing at each other in like the high school cafeteria over their territory. It's unfortunate how many times I've seen that actually. Now, for some fucking reason, Bella's blood is super irresistible to vampires. Like, it already is bad enough for Edward. Sorry, my camera stopped filming. Please. Okay. What was I talking about? Oh, yeah. Vampires just have a lesser thing of, like, they're not as affected by Bella's blood, but it still smells good. I've read the books and I've read the Wikipedia page 15 times. I still don't know why, but she's just special like that. Anyway, James and Victoria make it their immortal lives mission to track her down and kill her. Bella and Edward, or I think it's actually Bella who thinks of it in the books, but they have the brilliant plan to get her out of Forks by telling her dad, fuck you and fuck this place, essentially. Then she heads to Phoenix and hides. The movie ends with James tricking Bella's dumb ass to go to her old ballet studio. They just Salem witch his ass. They burn him at the stake. Also, I found out in this scene...
Edward, stop. Her blood is clean. You're killing her. Edward. Stop. Stop.
Robert Pattinson is the one singing that song. And then it's just her begging Edward to change her for like the last portion of like when they go to prom, that last portion of the movie. And it low-key reminds me of like the ties to Mormonism and the LDS church. It's the vampire, like her wanting to be a vampire is just wanting her to be sort of reborn or resurrected. Wow. Resurrected. She just doesn't want to be human. I think most of the books, she wants to be a vampire and Edward's just a plus. It's not like she gets Edward and being a vampire is a plus. Growing up as a Mormon, I felt the parallels rewatching these movies, but I wasn't really religious growing up, so it kind of just reminds me of the girls I've interacted with growing up. But anyway, to conclude, I give this movie a 5 out of 10. In my heart, it is 100 out of 10. But if I were a movie critic, 5 out of 10. The lack of world building, 30,000 plot holes, the weird over-the-top acting in random scenes, and then monotony in the scenes that require emotion. I think the only thing they went above and beyond, and like it deserves more credit, is their soundtracks. They were so good at choosing like the soundtracks for each movie, and every time I hear these songs I feel like I'm being transported to like Forks, like I'm in Twilight. Like I said, like I've made a sad girl fall playlist with almost all the songs in the entire series. So anyway, if you want me to do reviews on the other movies, let me know. I wouldn't mind. I feel like I spoiled a lot here, but I have so much to say about each individual movie. Just letting you know it gets progressively worse. See ya!